Welcome back to the Dirty Lens podcast. This is episode 3, and today we have the very talented and lovely Ashlyn. Welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
No problem. To start, for anybody who doesn't know you, do you want to maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, totally. I'm Ashlyn, Fitvicks on Instagram. It actually started pretty much 2 years ago. I made that account. And it started as Fitvicks because I just got super into the gym and I was super dedicated to like meal prepping, and I think my biggest goal was to be able to do like 2 pull-ups in a row, and I got to that. I could do like 3 or 4 at the time, and then I fell off the wagon hard. So I can't do that anymore, but I could at one point.
Oh no.
So then I started getting into photography. Well, I got my 60, so it was like my first full frame camera, which I was super stoked about. And I changed it to Vic Sprints because I'm like, that just freaking flows. Like, how awesome is that? Yeah. And so I started doing that for a while, and it changed from fitness to completely photography. And but then as I started doing client work, and then mixing the client work with kind of my own creative stuff, I found really confusing just for myself because I kind of wanted like more of a clear direction. So JK, played myself, changed it back to Fitvicks, made a Vic Sprints profile. So I live in Hamilton. I have since I started at McMaster, which was 5 years ago, but I finished there in December for social work. And I enjoyed social work. It was cool. Did a placement at the jail in Hamilton and then at Children's Aid. So that was like quite the experience too. But my real passion definitely lies in photography and just being creative. I love it. Just, I don't know, anything I can be creative with, even if it's like building stuff, drawing, painting.
I noticed that. I saw in, because I was checking out some of your like saved stories. I noticed that you do some drawing and it's really detailed. So I also want to ask you, you obviously drew that, your tattoo, right?
I did not draw it. No.
Oh, okay.
I actually drew, I have one on my back. I wish I could show you a picture, but like I painted the one on my back.
Seriously? And is it like a big, like a...
No, it's just like a lavender flower.
Oh, amazing.
That I painted. And then it was watercolor. And I wanted to find a watercolor artist to do it. And he did like a stellar job. I'm going to show you after.
Yeah, absolutely.
He did such an incredible job replicating like the watercolor style. I was so happy with it. But this one actually was, so I had my first pre-midlife crisis.
Pre-midlife? Oh, wait, you're 23, right?
Yeah. Quarter life crisis?
Let's call it quarter life crisis.
Let's call it a quarter life crisis.
It'll only get worse.
I want to live to like 150, so let's call it like an 8th crisis.
Okay, that sounds good.
I feel like by the time we age, like we'll figure it out. Like we'll figure out the whole aging thing and we'll live forever.
Absolutely. So, it's on its way, for sure. There'll be a magic pill soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll just stop. We'll just stop. I'm going to look like this forever. So my first quarter life crisis, I bought my first car, which is that one parked outside.
I didn't get a chance to see it.
It's just a Mazda. It's a Mazda 3.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, white, obviously, because I'm basic.
Oh, come on. Why Toyota silver?
Well, I don't know. Basic white girl, I feel like white car.
Oh, true.
It's not a Jetta. So it's a Mazda 3, you know. Okay. So I'm not like 100%.
Not full blown. You passed.
Like 85.
Almost there, but not bad.
So I bought my first car in June, and I decided that I did not want to go back to school in September, and I was going to just go across the country and run away from my problems. So I just got in my car and started driving. And
I'm so sorry.
It's so okay.
That is the...
Your Nokia. It's the Nokia, guys. Who's calling you?
My dad.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to.
Said hey.
I'm just gonna mute it. I don't know how to put this on vibrate.
Honestly, I would not know how to work that either, which is ironic, right? Because like, look at what we have in our hands.
I know our iPhones. Oh my god! I just had to get away with that. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So let's just catch you up. Quarter life crisis, my first one.
Yeah.
Got in my car, started driving, and I ended up. The farthest I got was Vancouver Island. But obviously I took the ferry when I got to that point.
Yeah.
But I just...
That's pretty great though. Vancouver's amazing.
It was amazing.
People keep telling me that I'm going to move out there.
Oh man. Like it just kind of has that effect on you. As soon as you get out, I would say to Alberta, like Calgary, you can't really see the mountains just yet. Like, it was funny because everyone was like, man, like as soon as you get to Alberta, like your life's gonna change. As soon as you get into Alberta. And I'm like, oh my God, fuck yeah. Like I'm like jetting through Saskatchewan because I'm just like, I'm over the prairies. Like I don't care about this flat land that you could watch your dog run away for 3 days and still see them, like whatever. Yeah. So I'm like jetting through there and I see the sign for Alberta.
Please continue.
And I'm like, oh my God, like this is it. Like I'm gonna, like the mountains are gonna start. And like people fail to tell me that it's still like 4 hours into Alberta that it's flat. So I was sitting there, I'm like, when am I gonna see him? When am I gonna see him? And it just never happened. I was in Calgary and there's still no mountains.
The
so
expectations just built and nothing.
Yeah, well, it really made up for itself because, I don't know. As soon as you just like are driving down that one road, I was on my way to Banff because I spent a bit of time
Banff,
there.
you got some serious mountains.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
But I hear Vancouver's like really, really clean. It's like...
Yeah, Vancouver is awesome because what I noticed about Vancouver is like it's a full out city. Yeah. Except it's like I'd compare it to Toronto. Obviously, it's huge. Yeah. But the people are so much nicer. Like everyone just kind of like knows how to breathe. And the awesome part is like you can be in a city, and I love a city vibe, but you can drive 20 minutes and you're like in this rainforest setting. Oh my God. And then you can drive. Yeah, it's like looks like a freaking jungle, man. Like it's so green and like viney and just unreal.
Yeah, we don't get any of that here, which really sucks.
And then you can drive 20 minutes and be at a fucking mountain. Yeah. Like a mountain. Like it's just you just get everything there. It's so cool.
And I hear the reason why it's difficult to stay over there is because there's not a lot of jobs. Is that true?
I don't know about...
Because on your venture, obviously you wanted to move out there, but like what kind of stopped you from
I did not want to move out there at that
point.
Oh, you
didn't?
No, it's just been trips for me. I haven't gone out there with the intent of staying forever.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so the first time I went, it was just... I'd never been out west before. Mm-hmm. And... I just was in a spot in my life where I was like, I just need to like do something. I was living in my my aunt and uncle's basement, like just on a mattress on the ground.
That's
like,
all right.
Stuff in garbage bag. It was okay.
We all have an interesting past. That's okay.
So and I'm like, man, like I can't do this right now. I wasn't really super passionate about what I was doing in school. So I needed a change, and I'm like, man, like let's just do it. Yeah. And I had some great photography over there. It was super fun.
I'd imagine the inspiration out there is endless.
Yeah.
It's really hard to find it around here, isn't it?
It's like Hamilton, I like.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're okay out in Hamilton. Here, it's just like brown.
Yeah,
very
totally.
brown.
Especially at
no people.
After the summer, fall season, it's just like, what is this? You can literally just like blindly just be like, click, click.
Every shot's just amazing.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, it just, everything looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. On my way back, actually, that's like an interesting story. It was like, the worst things happen.
What happened? Give me the worst scenario that happened. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna give you all of them because it happened in like a 2-day span. So I'm on my way back. I just decided I was done. I just wanted to go home. Yeah. And I start driving back, and the GPS ended up taking me through the States. Like it wanted me to cross the border to go back. And I'm like, you know what? I brought my passport when I realized I was kind of like going that way. So I'm like, I'm fine. It's fine.
This already sounds like it's going to be a bad story.
So I'm by myself. And normally when I cross the border, I've never seen border agents just like walking through the lines of cars. I've never seen that before.
They probably got like those like mirrors on the end of like those poles so they can like kind of check out the bottom.
I had no idea about that. Yeah. Like for me, I just kind of like crossing the border for me was like going to Buffalo shopping with my mom for the day, you know? Like I was just, I've never been the person to cross the border. I'm just the one that like sits there.
I think Buffalo being a more popular border to cross, I think they're a little more lenient, but like anywhere else, there might be a little more traction. Like,
okay. Yeah. So I'm by myself. So when I see these people just kind of sifting through the cars, I'm like, do I look at them? Do I say hi? Like, do I just look straight ahead? Like what makes me look the least suspicious? Like, I don't know. So anyway, by the time I get to the actual booth, one of the guys that was sifting through the cars was in the booth with like the patrol agent that was questioning me. Mm-hmm. And he's like, where are you from? And I'm like, Ontario. I kind of like give him the rundown. I'm like, oh yeah, just like had a quarter life crisis, drove to Vancouver, now I'm driving back, like, you know, just doing my thing. Yeah. And he looks at me, he's like, if you're from Ontario, why are you like crossing here? because I was going like down into Washington, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I like explain myself again, and he just hands me this like really intimidating like pink piece of paper, and he's like, you need to go get your car searched. And I was like, okay, like.
And you were alone?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did he find threatening about you?
I don't know, man. I don't know. So I followed the signs, whatever, and I end up parking under the direction of this other like border agent.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I get out of the car and I like just instinctively grab my keys and my phone. And I get out and he's like, you can leave the keys on the dash and you can give your phone to me. And I'm like,
in tears at this point.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, sure, cool.
Yeah.
And so I get out of the car and like I just look up and like huge letters, just like Homeland Security, just like lit up. And it's like midday, but it still needs to be lit up.
It's still intimidating as fuck, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I go in and I sit down and I'm there for about 4 or 5 hours. Just sitting there, and like each passing hour, I'm just like, my life's over. Like someone's planting something.
You're going to prison.
Or, yeah, like
planting something.
I'm going to prison.
Jesus.
I don't know. And I don't have my phone. Like I have nothing, so I'm literally just sitting there for 5 hours. And then I see this really sweet girl.
Actually 5 hours?
Actually 5 hours.
What the
So this
fuck?
really sweet girl that was sitting next to me. Mm-hmm. She was like, I guess the same thing kind of happened to her, except she was with a group of friends. Mm-hmm. And I see her get called up, like it's her turn.
Yeah.
And this guy holds up a Forever 21 bag and is like, you had nothing to claim. You said you didn't have anything to claim. And I'm like, oh my God, she's in trouble over a Forever 21 bag. Like, what's going to happen to me? So eventually, like, my name gets called and he starts asking, he's like, do you have any weapons? Do you have any drugs? They like totally suspected I'm trying to like smuggle drugs for someone over the border.
Oh,
and
my
so
God.
he asked me if I have weapons, but then goes back to being like, do you have any knives? Do you have any guns? And I'm thinking like, aren't these weapons? But I'm like, Ashlyn, shut up. Like, do not question this guy. You're going to get in way more trouble. And then I realized that my mom had visited me in Vancouver.
Oh, no.
And she had bought some beer.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't really want to take this on the flight home. Like, just drive it home with you. Mm-hmm. And I'm not 21 yet. I was like 20. So drinking age is 21.
In the States it's 21.
So like I'm just like hyper drive. I'm like, oh my God, now I'm smuggling alcohol illegally because I'm not 21.
Yeah.
So I'm terrified. And he's like,
and they're Molson Canadians, you bastard.
Yeah. He's like, do you have any drugs or alcohol? And I just instinctively say no. And I'm like, you idiot, they're going to check your car. And he's like, do you understand everything I've asked you? And I'm like, yes, sir.
And
he's
you
like,
just continue to go along with it.
He's like, do you want to change your answers to anything? And I'm like, my mom might have bought some beer. I don't know. I'm so sorry. It might be in my trunk. He's like, oh, like, that's fine.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I was not expecting
like,
that.
oh, okay, sweet. So he's like, okay, I'm going to go search your car now. And I'm like, all right, awesome.
Yeah.
So he comes back like half an hour later and he just hands me my passport. That's it. No words. Just hands me my passport. Okay, see you later.
Oh my
God. I'm like, man, like, I just waited here for 5 hours. Like, at least tell me to have a good day or something.
Yeah.
Like, just be a little bit nicer. So I go out to my car and I realize it is destroyed. Like, everything is torn apart. And, like, I'd been living out of my car for, like, the last 2 months.
So they just, like, opened your shit and dumped it?
Pretty much, like, yeah. So
they didn't go to the extent of, like, cutting your seats open or anything, did they?
Dude, like, I did a Costco run, naturally, before I went on this trip. And it was, like, my road trip snacks. And I'm looking, and they had opened, pre-sealed packages of, like, Dad's oatmeal cookies. So now I'm just, I have to drive home with stale cookies. And it's just
That's
like,
bullshit.
Why did you, the packaging is clear. Like, why did you have to do that? Anyway, so past Homeland Security, I'm like, man, I'm going to put this behind me. This is great. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just going to go home now. Mm-hmm. So I keep driving and I'm on the freeway and there's this metal sheet on the ground. Like, you know, like a road sign, you know, those signs, it'll be like, I don't know, like it'll tell you like what attractions are coming up. That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah.
It's a thin metal sheet.
Right.
So I see that and then I see a truck like go in front of me and he flings the metal sheet with his tire and it's coming at my face. And I accept death. I'm like, it's over. Like, this is it. Like, so I'm just looking at this metal sheet coming through, like, at my windshield. Last second, the wind takes it, and it just smashes the front of my car. Still smashed, by the way. I have not fixed it.
Oh, seriously? I would love to go and see that after.
Totally. So that gets smashed. I'm terrified because now I'm in like another country. And
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
fuck.
now I'm in an accident. So I pull over, but he does not. Like, it's whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so I survey the damage. It's getting dark at this point. So I have like my phone flashlight.
Yeah.
And I like, it's just aesthetic. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to keep going.
Best to just keep driving, for sure.
I'm going to keep going. So I keep going. Not even like an hour later, a fucking blizzard starts.
Oh
like
my God.
A blizzard starts to the point where I cannot see like a foot in front of me.
Oh,
and I'm on the freeway that is like every 2 kilometers, it's like deer warning for the next 2 kilometers. And then you get out of those 2 kilometers and you're like, okay, I'm like in the clear. And then it'll go deer warning for the next 2 kilometers. Like, God damn. So I'm terrified. I realize there's rest stops only like once every 300 miles at this point. So I'm like...
That is not often at all.
So...
Is this like some famous freeway that just...
It's is it the I-90? I don't know. Maybe I'm butchering it. But there's a highway. So the Trans-Canada is the one that goes all the way across Canada.
Right,
and there's one for the States too. I think it's the I-90. But
okay.
I could be totally wrong.
I'm going to take your word for it. I'm not sure.
I could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
Don't believe me, guys. Don't trust my word. Google it yourself. So blizzard starts. I'm just like hoping to God that there is just something coming up, and thank God, like the one thing that works out for the day is at the next exit there was a motel.
Oh, thank God.
So I'm like, you know what? Like I didn't really buy hotel rooms that trip. I just did like hostels, and I would like sleep in my car in like 24-hour McDonald's.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it was
why
awesome. Yeah, so I ended up just like splurging and getting this like super luxurious motel room.
I think you deserved it. I think you earned it after that bullshit for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. And there was like a marathon of Dr. Phil that night, so I just stayed up.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was awesome. Just like being Dr. Phil, just chilled for the night. So then I'm pissed at this point the next day. I'm like, all this shit has gone wrong. I've gone 2 months without anything wrong happening. Like, it was such a good trip. And now, like, look what's happened. My car is damaged. Like, I'm going to die here. I'm going to die in America. Why did the GPS take me here? Anyway, so then at that point, I'm set on going home. So I think I drove from Montana back home. So that was like, I think... 20-something hours that I drove.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm
just
not.
making rest stops. That's it.
I made one because like I could not. Actually, I made one without a choice because
Were your legs numb?
No, I was fine. Like cruise control, man. Like that one road is so straight.
Anyway. I cannot drive for more than like an hour without getting out, like
really?
stretching my shit out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
brave,
was
brave. You were on a mission though.
I'm a really stubborn person. That's that's a quality about me.
Who knows what would have happened if you, if you did make all those pit stops, So
exactly. So
clearly wasn't going too well at first.
I end up entering back into Canada through Thunder Bay. And that, like, compared to the Homeland Security one, it's like literally a shack with one person. And he's
you're coming into Canada, eh?
Yeah.
Got any things I wouldn't like? No. All right.
Were you there? Because that's literally how the conversation
Actually,
happened.
I was working Border Patrol at that time, and I saw you pass.
Honestly, that's exactly how the conversation went. It was the least intimidating thing in my life. So I'm back in Canada. I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Safe and sound.
Yeah. So I'm on the top of Lake Superior, like that's the lake you have to go around in Ontario, and I have 300 kilometers left on my gas, like that because it tells me the range. I'm like, okay, like 300 kilometers, I'm gonna start looking for a gas station because they're pretty rare, like when you get up to Northern Ontario.
Right.
So now I'm at 200 kilometers, and I'm like, 200 kilometers, I'm fine. Like everything's fine. 100 kilometers, it's dark. I'm like, everything's fine. It's fine. And then I'm on like 4 kilometers, and there is obviously no gas station anytime soon.
Oh my God.
I run out of gas.
No.
I run out of gas. And I'm just like chilling in the middle of nowhere. My cell service is in and out. So I like, thank God I'm at a spot where I have like one bar. And my mom was working nights, and this was at like maybe 2 a.m.
Where were you at this point?
I would say like 50 kilometers outside of Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. So I call my mom. She's on nights. I'm like, I'm out of gas. Like, what do I do?
Yeah,
like, who do I call? And she's like, you have to call 911. And I'm like, is this like that big of an emergency? Like, and she's like, what else? Like, you have to.
Yeah.
So I call 911. They're pissed about it. She forwards me like to the police, and the police officer ends up being like a super great guy, comes out and just brings me gas.
Oh,
and ends up like filling. He's like, there's a truck on fire down the way, but I figured I'd stop here first. And I'm like, do you need to do that first? Like, I'm okay to sit here for a little bit. He's like, you are not from here. Like, I'm okay. Like, here, take your gas. So he gave me enough gas to get to Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Then I got home. but I went through all that to get there.
Well done.
Yeah.
You handled that very well, I think.
Thank you.
I probably would have called CAA, but I think 911 makes sense too. Yeah.
I don't know. At that point, okay, this is honestly super embarrassing. I did not know that there was windshield fluid in my car to begin with.
So just like streaks of salt across the entire windshield.
So many bugs. Like, so instead of just trying to figure out like how to get the windshield fluid to work.
Wait, there were bugs?
Oh my God, there was like
Was it not winter?
No, it was like fall.
Didn't you say you ran into snow when you were in Washington?
Yes, that's why it was so insane.
I'm so confused.
That's what makes it so much worse.
Oh my God.
Like, who
okay,
expects
so
there to be a blizzard at this time?
Somebody was after you, clearly.
Someone just did not want me to have a good day that day.
Clearly
they were like,
not.
you had way too much fun in the mountains and you like found yourself, so now you need to unfind yourself in this time of trials. I don't know.
You learned a lot, seeing the scenery out there, and then whatever fate had it that you were going to learn a lot more getting home. So you're probably a lot tougher of an individual now that you went through all those things, right?
Yeah.
And you were alone.
Yes.
And how old at that time?
20.
You were 20.
20, yeah.
And alone. So, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it was honestly, I am kind of grateful that I was alone, because I feel like, I don't know if it's the same with everyone, but I feel like when I'm alone, I don't have to, like, I can't react, like, because it's like when you're with someone, you can kind of like put the burden on them a little bit, like, or even share
give them
the
like
emotional
half of
burden,
it,
and so
but you went into like
feel like
crisis mode,
enough, you feel safe enough
yeah.
to like be like, oh my God, this is the worst, maybe have a little bit of a breakdown, but because I was by myself, I'm like, I don't have time for that, like, I just
gotta
need to
fucking deal
figure
with
it
this
out.
right now.
So I was like strangely a lot calmer being by myself than I think I would have been with someone else.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's an intense story. I don't think I've ever gone through any tough situation like that before. Yes, my timer. Ow.
Sweet.
The last interview or podcast that I did, my camera ran out like 20 minutes before we were even finished.
Oh, dang.
So it was me like rambling on the entire time, and the camera just locked on Naki.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna really make sure that doesn't happen again.
I like your tattoo that you got going on right there.
Oh, thank you.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got
What's
an interesting.
that about?
So, I don't know. It doesn't really have any meaning. I just kind of like the idea of it.
Yeah.
And I made it myself.
Did you? That's super sweet.
I didn't draw it. I'm just tech savvy, so I got
kind of
like pieces and I rendered it together, right?
Sweet.
And so I go to this place in Toronto called Tattoo.
Cool.
I've gotten all my tattoos there. I mean, I only have 3, but I've been there for each one. And so this girl did my tattoo. And I don't think she quite understood the concept. So because I gave her a piece that had like hands in it and roses and all that stuff, she had to separate them, right?
Yeah.
She wanted to do the hands separately with the roses.
Okay.
And I didn't quite understand why.
Okay.
So she began with the hands. So she did the hands.
The hands were the first thing on there.
The hands were the first thing on there.
Yeah.
And then she did the roses. Mm-hmm. And I was chilling. Like, I was just letting her do her thing.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy it. And then I looked over and I saw she had started going over top of the hands.
Oh.
And I was like,
what?
I'm like, oh, we're too far gone. So she had put the lines through the hand because the hands were supposed to look like they were on top, right?
I think it looks pretty sweet like
that.
Though.
And then I went to the bathroom and I looked down. I'm like, I actually don't mind it. I'm not even gonna say anything. So she finished it. She shaded where I wanted it shaded.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it all like that. So. It has an interesting story to it.
It looks like hand lines almost, like from where I'm looking at it.
It looks like hand lines for sure. If you look close enough, though, it is the outline of the roses. Yeah.
I think that's pretty sweet.
But it's kind of unique, so
cool.
I like it. And she's amazing. She does really good work. She does a lot of animals, and what I liked about her art was a lot of people do very detailed shading where it's like it's blended in, so you can't see any specks. It's like it's very well blended.
Yeah.
But what she does is she does a lot of dots.
Stippling?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I liked about her work. So that's what I got done.
Yeah.
So you have that one on your wrist and on the other.
On my wrist. Yeah. So this one is clearly just about the mountains. Like it just I had such a great time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up out there one day for sure.
Absolutely.
Then I got this little wave.
Cool.
I got it with my mom.
Yeah.
Because a wave is one of the strongest forces in the world. So
Aw.
like, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know. Yeah, I can't help but feel like when you explain the meaning, it's like cliche. But
Exactly.
whatever.
That's why I didn't even want to get into.
I know,
You know, it's just
I
like
know.
I just liked it, right?
Yeah,
We
and
liked
then
it, so.
sometimes I feel like people will always start the conversation. Like even I was just guilty of it there with like, oh, what does that mean? Or like, what's going on with that? And it's like this one, I have no idea. I just really liked this one. It's a lotus mandala.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I like
Yeah,
it.
I guess you could say like a lotus grows out of mud. So like I think that's kind of just a cool thing in itself.
Yeah.
But that
There's a
wasn't
lot behind
intentional.
that.
Yeah, that
There's a
was
lot
not
behind that.
intentional. I learned that afterwards. I just really like the style of that. So that was cool. And then this one was my first one.
Oh, damn.
You guys. Yeah. So this one I kind of like I didn't draw either or. But it says a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor.
Yeah.
And I learned that British sailors would get swallows tattooed on them after they went like a long journey.
Yeah.
So I just thought that kind of like went hand in hand. And
Yeah.
that was like my first one I got in grade 12. And my mom said
Killed
that,
you.
yeah, like it had to be something. No, she went with
Oh,
me.
she was
Yeah,
cool.
oh
Okay,
my God,
perfect.
my mom is fucking sweet, man. She is so cool. Yeah, so she went with me, but I was still super worried about not liking it, like after, I don't know, X amount of time. So I, like when I drew it up, I put it beside my mirror and I looked at it like every day for a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I still like it. Like I'm gonna go for it.
That's
and
good.
then every other tattoo, I like it for 5 seconds. Like, let's go get it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
after your first one, you're like, whatever.
Yeah, then it's like, fuck it.
yeah, I'm a tainted canvas now. Like, who cares?
I feel that way too. I
Mm.
feel like I've gotten my worst tattoos out of the way, so like now I think everything that I think of is kind of like, you know, artistic. And we're creatives and we're kind of in the
Yeah,
artistic
yeah, we're
field,
just
so
like
we
that,
should trust
yeah.
our own judgment.
Yeah, just
Right.
my like wave.
Yeah.
Just like we're riding the wave.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
I got one down my ribs, and like that's probably the one I regretted the most growing
Okay,
up. It was my
okay.
first one.
Okay.
And I went big.
Oh, really?
So I'm a drummer, and I'm a huge
Cool.
fan of Travis Barker from Blink-182.
Yeah, totally.
So he has Cadillac.
He's like.
Oh,
up to
he's
the-
done.
Yeah.
He's done. Yeah, he has no room left. So he had Cadillac down his ribs, and so I wanted to get something very similar. So I
Yeah.
got a, you know, I don't know what I was thinking back then. It was like when I was really, really young. I think
Okay.
I was like in grade 9.
Oh
maybe when I
my
got it.
God! I thought grade 12 was early. Grade 9. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you swing that?
Oh, I didn't. My dad was pissed at me. Super
How did you
pissed.
get in? Like you just didn't have to have
If
your
you
parents'
if you go,
signature?
I went with my brother. If you go with somebody, you can get it
okay,
done.
okay,
And so my
yeah.
brother is like a lot older than me.
Right.
Anyway, so I got a, and it says, what does it say? I never look at it. How funny is that? It says family, and then it's my Gemini symbol, and then it says love.
Okay.
So it was like just, you know, I don't know, Gemini is like,
Yeah, you're into the
I don't know what the fuck I thought
astrology
back then. It's like split personality. It's like, part of me is all about family and part of me is all about love. And that was my
me's a Gemini.
part of me is a Gemini. Oh my God, so dumb. So I got like in cursive writing all the way down my ribs. And then like 4 years later, everybody had cursive down their ribs. And I'm like, this is the douchiest tattoo
Okay,
I've
but
gotten.
the cursive down everyone's ribs was like their last name. So as long as you don't have your last name, like
Ashland's out.
oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. So
Just in case you forget.
yeah, just in case I forget, I know that's the funny one. And then this one was great. I was sleeping on the couch and my dad saw it. He's like, ha. He's like, my last name. he was
He's
cool
past
about it.
like once you like initiate him with a huge rib piece,
Yeah.
like, it's fine.
Oh yeah, and I couldn't have gone bigger.
Everything else, I know. Everything else is fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I only have 3, and I plan on getting more. I just haven't like found the
Cool.
time to like, you know, to do
Yeah.
that. And
yeah, same. We
really
all like once you get it, it's like
Yeah.
you're just gonna get more. It's
absolutely.
yeah.
It's just the way
kind
it
of
goes.
a matter of when. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
This is what I wanted to know. How did you like initially get involved with the camera? Like,
Yeah.
where was the first like moment where you were like, I like this?
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure. So for my 12th birthday, I got just like a point and shoot Canon. One of the ones where at the time it seemed super high tech because it had those filters where you could do like selective color or like just black and white. I don't know why that was super sick, but it was.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, those ones. So that's when Nothing's really changed much except for the camera, because ever since I got it, I was always super into doing like self-timers with like a tripod. So that's kind of, I always had friends over and we'd do like photo shoots, and it would be, I always tried to be creative with it too. So I loved silhouettes at one point. And then I started getting into like stop motion stuff.
Oh,
so
cool.
I have a couple stop motion videos that I made on my Facebook from like 2010.
Do you really?
Yeah.
And
then that was how I started giving gifts. So like Mother's Day, people's birthdays. I had a big blue wall in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And I would just make stop motion videos with like happy birthday with like paper and stuff.
Oh, that's like so cute. Yeah.
I love doing stuff like that. And I really liked making videos too. That's actually what I'd really like to get more into, is doing more video work. But it kind of just ended up being photography. And then we had photography in my high school. So grade 11, I took it and I got the award for that course, which felt like awesome. It was like $25 that I won.
Hey, still.
Like getting the highest grade. I was like, man, this is sweet. So
never got any of those.
Yeah. So after grade 11, that's kind of where I started getting into Photoshop. And I really loved my photography teacher in high school because he really just kind of pushed us to try stuff that it was like, man, what do you mean like taking one, like just putting a bunch of images on top of each other? He's like, just make a really cool scene and everything has to be photoshopped, like every item of it kind of thing. So all of my Photoshop like knowledge is pretty much from grade 11 and 12, because then the next year I took computer tech.
Oh, awesome.
So that's where I learned like After Effects and like Premiere and just like all the Adobe programs pretty much.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to get into, because going through, like, I'm amazed by your feed. That's why I wanted you on, because anybody who does something different, I want to talk to and like pick their brain about it. Like your clothes are like floating in some of them, like you're doing laundry in one of them, the clothes are floating. Like I saw you got that like electronic drawing pad, and I saw you probably did the wings with that.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
The books, probably.
Yeah, the books, and you floating too. How on earth did you do that?
Yeah, so that's actually I'm still like sweating by the end of it because it's just like kind of a balancing act, but it's just, so you take a stool, so you just take a base picture of your background.
Right, yeah.
And then I'm just kind of on my stomach. I put a pillow on the stool to give it a bit more of like
I would imagine that would hurt, yeah.
And I'm just on my stomach on a stool, kind of balancing. Like you can't really tell, I guess, because of the depth, but like my one leg is against the wall, just like for balance.
Couldn't tell, yeah.
And then so you put that on top of the base picture and you just erase the stool.
Oh my God,
so
awesome.
much, yeah, right? Like it's such a cool effect for the amount of work that you have to put in. Like it's very minimal, like especially if you get that base shot. I did, further down my feed, there's one like surrealist one, I guess, where I'm wearing that like V for Vendetta mask.
Yes.
It's like floating with the newspaper.
Yeah.
That one I did not take a base picture. I did not think of, I don't know. I just wasn't, I don't know. When I try stuff, I don't really do too much research into it. I just see something I like and I'm like, I can do that. Like, so I'm just
I think it's better that way.
Yeah. So it's kind
experimenting
of like
and learning on your own. Yeah.
So when I did that one, I just used the clone stamp and just cloned the stool out of it, and then realized how time consuming that was when I could have just taken the base picture.
Oh right,
my God, yeah.
And just laying it on top is
and then just like erasing the second one. Like so, I'm
so
like
much easier.
Clone stamp, like every piece, and like then I'm like, man, like this road doesn't even look like this piece of the road anymore. Like it just kind of looks flat now. So lesson learned, but it's still good. I figured it out.
Oh my God. At some point I'm gonna have to, I need you to like teach me on how to do some of these things, because that picture I posted today with the VW wagon, did you see that one?
I didn't see it yet, no.
So it's like an old Volkswagen bus.
Okay. I did. Yeah.
Right.
Super sweet. Yeah. I love the tones in that.
It's really cool. Nice. I have no idea how to color grade photos, by the way. It was totally a preset.
Fake it till you make it. You're doing a great job.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm a video guy. I'm happy to be good at that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and there was actually a whole bunch of like obstruction in front of the vehicle. So that like beside the tire, there were like coffee cups and like bags and stuff like that. And it took me forever to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I used the clone tool in
Yes.
Lightroom, and I'm sitting there like zoomed up every pixel.
It
like,
has to be. Yeah.
yeah,
Totally.
It took me forever, but I finally got
I
like
know.
nobody noticed.
Yeah.
I probably should have added some sort of shadow because it doesn't quite make sense where the sun is
Well,
shining.
the thing is too is you're so much more hypercritical of your own work, and not just in a judgmental way, but like what was there before, right? Like you knew the coffee stuff was there, like because I think the same thing, and you've been looking at it like for how long it took you to get rid of it. So by the time you post it, like I don't know, like all I can think of is like, man, what was in front of it? Like it doesn't look very smooth, but no one sees it, man.
I know, it's true.
sees it.
No one looks that into it.
Yeah, unless they're intentionally just trying to be like, like pinch the fingers, like to like zoom it in.
What's it like shooting photography in like nightclubs and stuff like that? Because I'm trying to figure out how to do like shooting in the dark, and I bought a flash. And sometimes it doesn't look as good as when you can really make the adjustments right and like manipulate the blacks properly. What's your experience in the dark? Like give me a little lesson on how you do that, because I had a photographer one time. She was like new, and she took some pictures of our band. Yeah, and they did not turn out very good. Yeah.
Honestly, I love concert photography. If a band. Hey guys, if any of you are in a band and you're going on tour soon and you need a photographer, hit me up. That is my dream. I would love to go on tour with a band. I think that would be so cool because I love traveling, like road trip style. Yeah. And I just think that would be such a cool way to like get around, and I don't know, like concert photography is awesome too. Yeah. So it kind of ties in that on Spotify, that's like my platform of choice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Spotify.
There we go.
There we go.
I found that I was getting into a lot of smaller bands, and their shows were super cheap, like $20, $25, and I felt a lot more comfortable kind of approaching them and being like, hey, do you need someone to like shoot your show? Yeah. So I started, have you ever heard of Devin Gilfillian?
Never. He's
like kind of jazzy, blues, like rocky kind of thing. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe his style, but he is so cool. And he's like such a nice guy too. So that was my first concert. So I just kind of was like, man, I need like a wider lens because I just had f4. So I think as long as you have, like the one I use is just like the Nifty 50, man, like the 1.8.
50 primes are dope.
Yeah.
1.8. So do you have is that an L series? No. L series goes to 1.2, I think.
It was like $150. So I just have it on 1.8. And then you want to keep I guess like, I don't really like blur. Sometimes, I don't know. I guess it's like the mood, but like to keep everything kind of sharp, you want it at least at like 200ths of a second. And
fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, 200, like 150, maybe pushing it if like the person's like kind of just standing at the mic singing. Right. But like 200, I feel like is like the best go-to. And then have your ISO at like 1600.
That's fair.
Yeah,
so that's eliminating like any noise whatsoever.
Yeah, 1600 I found is like what works. And then because it's super cool because when people are performing, they have their lights going, right? Yeah. So the lights like really make up for it. And they kind of, when you have it so it's not like it's a bit underexposed, like it really just highlights the subject too. Like it's
so where the lights are focused on, that's what's really punching out, and then the blacks are like blacked out. Yeah. So you're not getting any grain or anything like that. Yeah, I've kind of been liking a bit of grain recently. I kind of add grain to my photos. I agree with that. Yeah. Sorry, what I meant was noise, so you're not getting any noise. Yeah. No, I totally agree with it was surprisingly awesome. Like it's worked out really well. So Devin's was really good. I did one for like a local Hamilton band, and that one turned out really well too. Yeah. But yeah, like 1.8. At least at like 200ths, and then I like ISO 1600 to 32. I don't know, it depends, like whatever you can kind of push your camera to. Yeah, I guess Canon I feel like does pretty well with low light. Canon does very well with low light. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. And Canon is awesome too for that kind of shoot because they have just like such pretty colors. I feel like their color space is amazing. Yeah, I am dedicated to Canon. Oh man, like, I love Canon. This C200 here, like it's only video obviously, but I have tinkered with A7 Mark IIIs, and I've messed with everyone's on the Sony movement right now. What's the other one? Starts with an L. Is it Lumix?
Yeah, maybe. Sure.
I think it's Lumix. The G8. Anyways, it's called the GH5.
Yeah.
That's a video camera, and it's good, but I don't like how the colors look, and I think the Sony's too like pink, but I don't know, something about like Canon is like really, really good. I can like manipulate the living shit out of it.
There's just a mood with concert photos, man. It's definitely a subject I love. That's one of my favorites for sure.
Oh yeah, tell me about Mortimer.
Mortimer.
I want to know everything about Mortimer.
Okay.
Morty or Mortimer?
It's bad. I honestly call him Cat.
Come here, Cat.
So many times. I don't know why I don't say I say Mort now because I just think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It was named after Rick and Morty. Like that is just I don't know,
awesome.
I fucking love that show.
It's fucking hilarious, yeah.
Unreal. Because before I even started watching that show, I get really existential a lot. I get so existential, and it has been a bit damaging, but I'm trying to reframe it because it's hard to be like, man, we are so small. We're so small, and we're being like, I get a lot into systems too because I went to school for social work. So it's kind of just like nailed into our heads where it's just like everyone is just kind of being controlled by these systems like capitalism, and your life becomes so meaningless because now it's just like you're not thinking of, okay, what can I do to like help people, or what can I do to like make my life better? It's like, okay, what can I do for money? And then everything else comes after, right?
Yeah.
So
unfortunately,
yeah,
we grow up into it. We can't even help it.
Yeah.
So we have to like try and rewire ourselves as much as possible.
Yeah, and so it gets hard for me sometimes when I'm like, we're so small and this life is like so short, and we're like just. I was in a science center this one day. Mm-hmm. I go way off topic, guys, and on these weird tangents. I'm sorry. I'll get back to more. But like I was in the science center, and there was this picture, and it just looked like a bunch of stars. And then like I see this galaxy like in the top left corner. I'm like, oh, okay, like that's Earth. Like we're just one of the like this is just our night sky. And it was like, no, this is like billions of galaxies, and we're like that one little speck. But that's our galaxy. That's not even Earth. And I was just like.
It's kind of scary to really think about it.
Terrifying.
When I was young, I had this weird thing that I used to do to myself. It would like torture me.
Yeah.
I'd go into a little like panic attack. Yeah. I would think of where we are right now, and then I would zoom out on the Earth, and I would zoom out in the galaxy that we're in, and then I'd zoom out further, and it's
like Google
white.
Maps? Or are you like thinking about this in your head?
Google Maps wasn't a thing then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I zoom up into another, like it's just white, and I'm just like. We're trapped. I feel like we're just so small in this huge, vast thing, and we
don't even know what's out there.
We don't even know what's out there.
We don't know anything. So why are we stuck on this stupid fucking pieces of paper that we created? Like,
I know.
Why are we not more focused on like, holy shit, dude? Like, what is happening here? I don't know.
You know what? It's the fear that draws everybody away from expressing themselves, and I think we're in a position like nowadays where we can express ourselves more than ever because there are influential people everywhere, and we can watch them and we can take a lot from it. Mm-hmm. Like honestly, this whole video thing probably would have never happened for me if I was born 10 years ago. Yeah, like I would have been working construction or something like that for sure.
I am really grateful for the time of society, I guess, that we live in.
Yeah, you're 97?
96.
96. Yeah. Yeah, we grew up in a really beneficial time, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's because I feel like we were raised on those movies where it was like, you can do anything. You can like do whatever you put your mind to. And I've really internalized that. Like, I just don't want to settle, you know? I want to do something really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we can really look forward to the future. I think there's only
hopefully, if Earth survives, like
I think we'll be okay.
You think we'll be okay?
I think we're turning things around more than we ever have because we've never been more aware.
True.
Although it is too much to absorb than ever before. Like we are more aware than anything. Like we recycle and compost and do all that a lot better. You know, we're better to the planet. We're better to our bodies. We're trying to not be as distracted. You know, we're very conscious of what's around us. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that's really good. Like if you were born in our grandparents' time, like all my grandmother experience or my grandparents' experience was like war.
Yeah.
You know, so we're super lucky. But anyways, long story short, what I'm getting at is like now we can really chase what we desire.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
you didn't have the option back then.
Yeah.
Now we do. So it's cool that we can do
It is
video
so
and
cool.
photography and have a living off of that.
Yeah,
And be
totally.
on YouTube and be like
know.
little famous people, like little grains of sand in the galaxy.
I
Like,
know.
oh, famous, like 50,000
Yeah.
people watch my video, whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's like a huge thing, like a huge coping mechanism with just kind of dealing with how small you feel and kind of how not meaningless life can be, but like it's such a small blip, you know?
It's
We're just
true.
such a blip, and I think being creative, like kind of maybe like leaving a mark eventually. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think that's a really cool way to cope with it.
Well, yeah, everybody seems to be trying to leave a mark in some way.
Yeah.
Like you want to start a YouTube channel because you want to be influential to other
Yeah,
people and benefit other
totally.
people. You know,
Yeah.
where a lot of people experience depression and anxieties,
Yeah.
and like, you know, when you see everybody, you know, progressing in something that's really fun, you put yourself down so much. Like,
I
I'm a
know.
dishwasher, I'm a piece of shit, but it's
Yeah.
like that's still a job. Like you're
Yeah.
still working. You know.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
I went on a
Back to
huge rant
more.
there.
No, honestly, I get lost in tangents all the time. Like, I'm the one that led that conversation astray. Thank you.
Hey, I mean, these are very like, you know, set up questions. It's cool on the path that we're going. This was
Yeah.
in case we didn't have these
sweet.
conversations.
Yeah.
it's
So
cool.
Morty.
We're gonna talk about Cass now, guys. You can
Yeah.
come back and just skip 10 minutes forward.
Yeah. Rick and Morty just like really got away from me there.
Yeah.
I actually have a Meeseeks air freshener. In my
Do you
car. I
actually?
do. My sister got it for me for Christmas.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a great episode.
Amazing.
Amazing.
It's so good. It's so good. I actually saw this picture on. Are you like a Star Wars guy at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw this picture on Reddit where they combined like it was a bunch of Meeseeks,
Mm-hmm.
and it was trying to get a stormtrooper to actually aim at a target. And they're like,
Oh, come on, just say.
one's just like putting the like gun like right in front of his head, like just, you know how we get with Jerry.
Yeah, because they're all trying to die. Like,
Yeah, it's like the stormtrooper just can't do it. And then
oh
I'm
my
like,
God, that is so
oh my God,
funny.
that's a comment I've made watching Star Wars. It's like, are you guys fucking kidding me? There's like 80 of you and one person's running away, and you're telling me not one of these stupid lasers is
Ever
hitting
since
someone?
memes have become a thing, the stormtrooper issue has always been.
Yeah. Yeah, so I loved that crossover.
I will
That was
tell
hilarious.
you my true obsession with Star Wars.
Okay.
Every cat that I've ever had has been named after a Star Wars character.
Amazing.
Yeah, so this one's Leia, like Princess Leia.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Naturally.
My last one is Admiral Akbar.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, it's a trap?
Yeah, very, like, that's a beautiful cat to name Leia. I think
She's
it's so
so
fitting.
beautiful.
Like, the ears almost come out sideways to, like,
Yeah.
like the hair thing.
I felt bad because I purchased it. It's, you know, they breed these cats.
Okay.
So I felt bad about that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
like, I don't give a fuck. I wanted...
I feel bad, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's true though. Like, I just wanted a cat that didn't shed too much.
Yeah,
but
totally.
she, like, these breeds are such genuinely sweet cats. Like, I love her to pieces. She's so forgiving too. Like,
I love that.
she's such a wonderful cat.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean by forgiving is like sometimes she'll do something really bad and I'll just be like not having a good day, but like, God damn it, you know.
Yeah.
But she'll just come right back
Yeah.
and just lick you.
Yeah, that's the same with Morty.
yeah.
He's a little troublemaker. He was a rescue, I guess. Not really a rescue. They just he grew up. He's 3, and he grew.
And you
up,
recently got.
Yeah, I got him
Yeah.
in October. So I was told that he was a street cat for the first 3 years of his life, and he was in this town that was like really heavily populated with seniors. So these seniors just kind of like took care of him, but like kept him as a street cat. But then they realized they're like, man, this cat is way too nice and like just too like homey to be outside all the time. Like I think he deserves to be like in a house. So then like SPCA picked him up, and I like found him at now the pet stores, instead of like having the breeded cats, they have like a section for adoption.
Yeah,
from,
yeah, that's right.
That's like sponsored by animal shelters or whatever.
Right.
So I saw him, and he was just so sweet. Like they let him out of the cage, and he just follows you around.
Aw.
And that's what he does at home. Like I'll
Yeah.
be cooking, and he just is sitting on the counter, just
Just
watching
watching you.
me.
Yeah.
Like not even being an asshole, like trying to like flick things or like get into stuff. He just like sits there and is totally content with just watching me do stuff.
Oh, that's
and
so
I feel
sweet.
like that's so awesome.
Yeah.
He's a super cool cat. He is super friendly. Like I read that cats don't really like showing their bellies a lot, but like he's like huge on belly rubs. Like
Oh my God.
very cuddly.
Same with this one.
I know.
Yeah, oh my God, I fucking love cats.
Yeah, I was never a cat person either. I
Really?
had a dog growing up, and my mom hated cats. Now she has 2
Yeah.
and a dog. But she hated cats. She would call them just like bags of bones wrapped in fur.
Oh, come on, Mom.
That's what she referred to cats as. So that's like what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And
bags of bones.
Yeah.
So
but
gross.
then so my mom, she recently got a divorce, but it's fine. And when she moved into her like first house on her own, we got a cat. Because I don't know, that was just something we talked about doing, and we named it Phil Dunphy.
Oh my God, that's cute.
I know, after the dad on Modern Family.
Yeah.
And because we just fucking love him. He's an amazing person.
My mom always used to watch that show. It's so funny. Yeah.
So Phil Dunphy decided to go on a 7-month bender.
No way.
So he ran away.
Cats do this.
He
Oh my
ran
God.
away, and in that time, my mom's like, man, like, I wanted a cat, so I'm gonna get another cat. Because it'd been like a month and a half. Like, we just thought he was gone for good. And so we got another cat named Franklin.
Yeah.
And then like 7 months go by, and we get a call. And they're like, oh, like we found Phil. So he just partied for 7 months and then came back like just like nothing ever happened.
Like, so.
And now he'll never go outside. Now he
Really?
won't go, yeah, he's like,
he
I'm
had his
done
fill.
with this shit.
Yeah, he's good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've had outdoor cats too.
Yeah.
I think the longest my cats have ever left was like maybe 3 days.
Yeah.
But they go on adventures too.
It's so crazy. What do they do? And then when do they just like when are they fulfilled? What happens that they're like, you know what? I'm going to start trekking my way back home now.
Okay, they have this awesome product.
Okay.
It's like you know the tiles? They're called
Tile?
Tile, and it's like a GPS tracker. You can like slip it in your
Oh.
luggage in case it gets lost or something like
No,
that.
that's cool,
Yeah, they're
though.
tiny.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's an even smaller version, and it attaches to the collar.
Cool.
And you can just
Oh
track your
my
cat
God.
and see on a map exactly where
That
they've
is
wandered and
so
how long
cool.
they've stayed in that area.
Yeah.
Oh my God, amazing! If I my other cat is at my parents' house now.
Yeah.
That I live on my
have
own.
you
I
done
have this
it?
one.
Like, what have you seen?
No, I
Oh,
haven't, but I
man,
wanted
that's gonna
to.
be
But then
so
once I got
cool.
this cat, I'm like, she
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
go outside. I have a leash for her. I take her outside all the time.
I got a leash for Morty because I'm like, you know, he has an outdoor identity,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't want that. I don't want him to lose that part of himself. So I take him out. He fucking hates the leash. So
Yeah,
he
cats
just kind of
usually
like
don't like
sits
it.
there. I took him. It started snowing, and I'm like, oh my God, he'll probably like love this. Like,
And
the
but you're in the
snow.
city, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in the city. Yeah.
Do you worry at all that it might wander on the road or anything like that, or
Well,
Morty's
I
pretty
just
smart?
take him out in the back, and it's just a big parking lot, and then this
Oh, he
kind
just
of, like,
chills there?
lot. Yeah, well, if I have him
After
on
his-
a leash,
yeah.
like he doesn't do it. He hates being outside now. I don't even think he wants that identity
Oh,
anymore.
wow.
He's like, just get me back inside into the warmth where I am just like pampered. Like
Yeah.
I'm done with this like survival shit. Like, been there, done that. Get me back inside.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, that's so sweet. Damn, these stands, I tell you. All right, we're gonna try a new segment here called
Don't mess with Fitvicks.
"Don't Mess with Fitvicks."
Donuts.
Donuts with Fitvicks.
But also don't mess with Fitvicks. Just kidding. I'm not that scary. But.
She is scary when the cameras are off. Seriously. All right.
Okay.
Here, you talk in the mic. I'll be the
Awesome. Okay, so what we have here is 4 just scrumptious donuts from Donut Monster in Hamilton on Locke Street, if you need to go there. You do, actually. You need to go there. So starting from the top, we have cookie dough with just a huge glob of cookie dough in the middle. I think that's amazing. Go downwards, we have cheesecake brownie. To the right, we have a lemon Earl Grey. And then the last one is a dulce de leche. I hope I pronounced that right. And yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to try each donut, obviously, and we're going to rate them, our favorites from 1 to 4. The donuts are being absolutely butchered right now, but it's fine. It's fine. The flavor is still there. Thank you, thank you.
All right, what would you like to try first?
I would like cheesecake brownie first.
Okay,
We're going big.
let's go there.
We're going big.
Let's go there. Oh, damn.
No, it's weird. I didn't like cheesecake all my life.
Really?
Yeah. And then like 2 years ago, I just started liking it. Like I had it one time and I was like, this is actually really good. And it's not like I didn't try cheesecake. Like I kept trying cheesecake because I'm like, I want to like this so bad.
If I'm being honest, I can do it in small doses.
But now I love it. Same with spring rolls. I also hated spring rolls.
Yo, spring rolls are fire.
I know now. Now I'm into them, but I don't know. Like sometimes like I feel like my taste buds have changed over time. Is that a thing?
Yes, they will continue to change.
All right.
I hated cilantro. Did not
Okay.
like it.
Yeah.
And I love Mexican food. So I always get it without cilantro.
Yeah.
Now I love cilantro. I'll put that shit in everything. What else? Onions I hated when I was younger.
Me
I like
too.
onions
Me
now.
too.
Green peppers.
Onions have
and
to
I
be
put-
like caramelized for me, I think. I cannot have
yeah.
raw onions.
It was very bougie of you.
I'm 85% basic.
Okay, what do we got next?
Okay.
Cookie dough, maybe?
You pick. I pick the first one.
Cookie dough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I just want this small
The small one.
small piece.
Oh, little English there.
I guess we're just really just having one donut. So I can't really feel bad about it.
No, exactly.
4 quarters
It's
make
just one. Yeah, there you go. That one was really good.
Do you think so? Honestly,
Yeah.
cheesecake brownie is still number 1 for me.
I don't think cheesecake's ever going to be number 1 for me.
Okay.
Like, I like it. Like, I'll have a slice of cheesecake.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like, huge
But it's a
fan.
cheesecake donut.
That's true. Okay, that was kick-ass.
Yeah, that was good. Okay.
Next
what are we
up.
feeling next?
You picked the next
Oh
one.
yeah, my choice.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Earl Grey, man.
Earl Grey.
Yeah.
Done deal.
It's not lavender.
And we're
I've had the lavender one
It's not
before.
lavender.
That's
It's
awesome that you've had the lavender one before. This one's Earl Grey.
I actually, if I had a choice in tea, it would be Earl Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I just lied to you. English breakfast. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of smells like Fruit Loops a little bit.
kind of smells like Fruit Loops. That's the only reason I like it. And then green tea when I try to be like.
When you
healthy.
want to drink grass.
Exactly.
Like I'll have green tea, but it has to be flavored. Like my favorite tea is a green tea, but it's the passion fruit one from David's Tea. So good.
If you had one choice for a dessert,
Okay.
what would it be? And this can be cakes. It can be donuts. It can be candy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's do candy.
This
Let's
is
get
like
both.
90%
Okay,
of my diet.
You can't tell everybody that. You're Fitvicks.
Cut that out.
She eats grass and
I eat
lemon
kale and wheat.
and avocado.
Wheatgrass.
Avocado toast.
Avocado toast because I'm millennial scum. Something deep fried. Oh, Tiny Tom donuts. Done. White powdered Tiny Tom donuts.
Serious.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty good, actually. That's a good choice.
Oh, Canada's Wonderland is not the only reason I go. I like roller coasters, but like I make a stop.
You
at
leaving
Tiny
out
Tom.
Beaver Tails, girl?
See, this is why you can't make me choose one.
But you know what? Gotta be more confident.
I don't know.
Gotta know it. Like, I knew right away when I
What-
asked you that
what?
question. Lemon meringue pie.
Lemon meringue pie.
Or key lime. I'll go with key lime, but like lemon meringue.
lime.
And actually, that's another thing I used to hate. Lemon meringue.
Interesting.
Any flavor, like that's sweet, that's like
Yeah.
lemon, I'm like, I don't like
No.
it. But then my brother like got me into it because he loves key lime and lemon meringue. So,
Yeah, so good.
well, we don't really have a choice now. We're down to our last one. So,
Okay, Dolce. How do you say it? I don't know. I feel like I'm butchering it.
Dolce?
Is that it? Like you sound like, why didn't you say it the first
I sound more
time?
Italian than you do. This is a dolce. It's a very sweet and a nice. It goes nice down the palate, okay?
All right, last one. Nah, that's the stuff for sure.
Oh, this is a nighttime. There's a candle lit. Your favorite TV show's on.
Of course.
Okay.
Favorite TV show?
The ambiance is just right.
What's your favorite TV show?
Oh. Oh, this is so basic though. I don't want to say
What
it.
is it? The Office?
You're in the office.
Honestly, I've seen that show so many times over. I have to put it up there.
It's over.
Oh, of course. The Office, Friends too, naturally.
I like that show too.
Yeah.
I don't think I watch it as much as like The Office, but
Yeah, The Office is like just background show any time of day.
Yeah.
I'm doing anything The Office is on, kind of thing.
yeah. Editing just in the background.
Oh,
Like a
absolutely.
little quick laugh. But you go through like so many emotions during that show. You're sad, you laugh, and
I
it's
know.
like the spectrum's just like this.
I wish I had it. You know what? Do you know the Worth It series on BuzzFeed?
I don't think so.
Okay, so there's this series called Worth It where they'll pick one thing. So, example, donuts.
Okay.
And they'll go to 3 different price points. So, super cheap, medium, and just like this insanely priced donut. they'll rate what they think is the most worth it for
Yes,
the price. So
yes.
sometimes they do pick the most expensive because it's like you get a whole experience with that. But sometimes it's like, man, like 6 donuts for like $2. Like how can you beat that? And
I
they're
know, that's a
delicious.
pretty sick deal,
But
yeah.
one thing that they do is like this thing will pop up and it'll be like donut fact. So I'm gonna do a donut fact.
Oh my God, awesome. Throw it up.
Okay, donut fact. In the U.S. alone, more than 10 billion donuts are made every year.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's a fuckload of donuts.
We're gonna do another one. Donut fact. What do you think was the largest donut ever made? How much did it weigh?
300 pounds.
It weighed 1.7 tons.
What a waste.
Oh my God. Okay, Canada represent donut fact. Canada has more donut shops than any other country.
That's just because of
Oh,
our Tim
yeah.
Hortons, though. It has to be.
Whatever. I don't
We have
care.
Tim Hortons every 100.
Donut represent. I love it.
That was an awesome
Oh,
fact.
Canada.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, Canada big time.
Okay, now it comes to the really serious moment where we rate the donuts from 1 to 4.
Oh my God. Should we okay.
Should we write it?
I'll grab my Nokia phone.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab my iPhone because I don't think this has a notepad.
Okay.
And yeah, and then we'll call them out, see what's
Totally.
good.
Okay, number 4. I have cookie dough.
Dolce Delete.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cookie dough just wasn't really doing much for me. Like there wasn't like I don't know, I didn't really feel like the glaze tasted like much. I love that there's a glob of cookie dough on it.
I think I ignored everything else because of the cookie dough.
Okay.
The slob of cookie dough on
Yeah,
it.
totally.
Okay, number
Fair.
3.
I have
3, 2, 1.
Dolce Deliver.
Cheesecake.
Okay, okay.
I should have called that lavender, actually. Oh, wait, no, that was Earl Grey.
That's not even
All sorts of mess. I'm lacking sleep, fellas. All right.
lit off the donuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, number
Sugar
2.
high. Number 2, 3, 2, 1. Earl Grey.
Okay,
Okay.
at least we agree on something.
Yes.
You know?
And number 1,
Number 1.
mine was clock dough.
Okay, mine was brownie.
Brownie.
Mine was cheesecake brownie.
Cheesecake brownie. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for joining us here on this segment of Donuts with Fitvicks.
Don't mess with Fitvicks.
Yeah, look out for more segments in the future because I love my donuts.
I think you just created like a new thing for this podcast.
I love it.
Oh my God, I have to
love
do it from now
I'm
on.
an innovator.
All right, wow, we crushed it. I think this is the longest podcast I've ever had. Now we're in 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you have to review that.
I know.
Thanks for it.
No, you know what? It was pretty good. We didn't have any bad interruptions, so I don't think I'll have to cut it up too much. All right, so why don't we wrap up with where everybody can find you on the media, on the internet,
yeah.
and maybe a goal you have, or maybe something that's going on that's really exciting, or maybe like a new cereal you really love, like whatever.
New cereal. Yeah, totally. Well, you can find me on Instagram at Fitvicks or Vicsprints. Vicsprints is really more for my client work. I'd say it's like an online like social media portfolio. So if that's your style, like yeah, hit it up. But I really put a lot of creative effort into Fitvicks, I think.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the YouTube channel because I'm definitely into that idea. I want to make it happen for sure. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm just riding the wave. I'm living it, doing it, feeling it,
Awesome.
Yeah, I hope to kind of build on Fitvicks more. I would love to kind of create a brand that's like kind of just behind myself. So I don't know. I like the independence of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like just kind of working for myself, I guess. I don't know. That would be super cool.
I think that's a big goal for everybody.
Yeah, and just kind of having like total creative freedom. Because
Yeah.
I don't know, I have a cool imagination. I don't know if that sounds cocky or anything.
No, not
but,
at
like,
all.
I
Yeah.
feel like I have a cool imagination. I'd
Respect
love to showcase
yourself.
that.
Yeah.
I'd love to showcase that as much as I can. So I'm just, trying to work to improve that. I am going to go to the gym more. And I don't know, I'm gonna post some cooking videos, meal prep videos.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm into like budget meal prepping. So that's kind of my goal, to just keep doing what I'm doing, keep it consistent. Consistency, I think, is my biggest thing. Not to get too hard on myself, and yeah,
Awesome.
just kind of ride the wave.
Well, it was great having you today.
Thanks for having me. This is
No
awesome.
problem. Yeah. All
I had a
right.
great time.
See you later, everybody.